Trump's Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy came out today with a brand new announcement in his seemingly interminable quest to reimagine air travel. And I know what you're thinking. Shorter lines, fewer delays, better Wi-Fi, cheaper food, and all of those options are all well and good, but I fear that you're all just not thinking big enough.
Pretty wide open on what airports want to ask for a grant, but it might be, I want to expand the play areas for kids. I want additional nursing pods for nursing mothers. Maybe I want a workout area where people might get some blood flow and doing some pull-ups or some step-ups in the airport. But it could be any range of things. Maybe you want to work, I know this is TSA, but we're going to help on this as well. Maybe you want to have a different lane for families to get through TSA. How can we make the experience better as you come through an airport? $1 billion is going to go to that.
Bam! Pull-up bar and stair machine at the airport. That's what we're missing. We don't need air traffic controllers. We need people to get into a metal tube with hundreds of other people for a 4-hour stint who've just gotten a full workout. That's right. That right there is a man who has his finger on the pulse of the American people. He thought to himself, when you are so close to a stranger that your thigh is touching another person's thigh, what's the only thing that could make that scenario even better? Well, that would be if they just did the Stairmaster for 45 minutes before sitting down next to you. No notes, Duffy. No notes. And here's what makes this whole thing even more bizarre. This was what Duffy said just last week.
We've asked Americans to bring their better selves, to bring civility back to travel, to say, listen, let's say please and thank you. And if someone's pregnant on your flight and you're as strong as Pete is, well, pick up the bag and help her put it in the overhead bin. Let's be nice to each other, is what we've asked. Maybe not wear pajamas or slippers on the airplane. And I think it's been received fairly well, and I think we can all have a better travel experience when we do that.
So I just want to make sure that I'm understanding correctly. We have to dress up for the airport, and then once we get to the airport, apparently in our suits and dresses, we then have to do pull-ups in the terminal? I'm sorry, but what fucking planet are we on right now? There is no one dumb enough to humor Sean Duffy as he engages with these utterly idiotic suggestions.
Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3. Lightweight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh man.
He's coming for you, Paul.
He's coming for me. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well done. Let's go. Get up there. Come
He
on.
wants one more.
Okay, there is exactly one person who is dumb enough to humor Sean Duffy and his idiotic suggestions. And look, I admire the sentiment, I do, but the reality is that every part of the airport is about making you fatter. There aren't just escalators to go up and down, even the floors are escalators. You don't even have to walk when you're there on a flat surface. Have you tried to buy a salad in the airport because it costs $30? And finally, think about the most prestigious ticket you can get. First class, where the reward is that you get to sit down first in a wider seat. All of which is to say, I'm not exactly sure that fitness is the top priority at Newark Liberty International Airport. And look, in a vacuum, I'm actually very much in favor, okay with the idea of a gym in an airport, assuming they come with some semblance of showers, but Duffy's got to pick a lane here. Are we dressing for the gym, or are we dressing for church? Because thus far, he can't seem to make up his mind. And of course, all of this is underscored by the fact that he shouldn't really be focused on any of that, when the real issue is that there aren't enough air traffic controllers to make sure that the planes are landing safely. Perhaps let's just make sure that the planes can take off, that once they're airborne, they stay there, and that when they come down, it's without clipping another plane or landing on top of something else. And once we accomplish all of that, then maybe we move on to pull-ups. But it really is par for the course that this obsession with masculinity pervades every single inch of this administration. Like, I'm a straight dude that spent 4 years living inside of a frat house, and even I don't feel the need to get on here every day and demand that everyone know how much testosterone is coursing through my veins at any given moment in time and proselytizing anyone on how I'm the authority on how men do men things. In fact, it's generally those guys who demand everyone know how macho they are who are compensating the most. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't know when this desperate, breathless insistence on the warrior ethos came to be mainstream.
We're restoring the warrior ethos. No more political correctness, gender pronouns, DEI, CRT, or climate change. We're in the business of war fighting. Accountabilities, standards, warriors, and lethality.
We feel really good about the direction the Pentagon is headed under President Trump. We're going to focus on warfighting and lethality and accountability and be the most transparent Pentagon that folks have seen in a long time, which is why I explain these things.
That is why today, at my direction, the defense acquisition system, as you know it, is dead. It's now the warfighting acquisitions system. And this isn't just a name change, it's a fundamental shift in how we view and practice acquisition.
Restoring the warrior ethos, restoring victory and clarity as an end state, restoring intentionality to the use of force. So at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. This is what you in the press don't understand. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes.
Yeah, so I happen to live by the old storytelling adage of show, don't tell. So when Pete Hegseth insists how much of a warfighter he is on a daily basis, I tend to think that he's compensating for the fact that while he rails against air conditioning, remember that he too works in an air-conditioned office, just like the one he previously occupied when he was an anchor at Fox News, where he also went into hair and makeup on a daily basis. Not sure he was embodying the warrior ethos then, but who knows. In fact, here's Congressman Jim Himes diagnosing Hegseth's macho shtick pretty clearly.
I mean, by any standard, and you know, by any standard, this is a bad idea, unless your standard is what so many of my Republican colleagues are, which is, I just want to blow stuff up. You know, it's the Pete Hegseth insecurity that requires a constant marination in testosterone and fraternity boy macho bullshit that at the end of the day would be funny if it weren't both lethal and counterproductive to actually dealing with the nation's drug problem.
The reality is that Americans are not looking for a bunch of insecure men to spew testosterone all over the country. We're just looking for air travel to be safe and efficient. We're looking for healthcare that's affordable. We're looking for costs to come down. And the fact that this administration is focused on everything but that is exactly why their poll numbers are plummeting and why Republicans are witnessing blue wave elections week after week. Maybe some of these guys might want to spend a little less time doing pull-ups in the airport terminal and a little more time actually paying attention to what Americans want. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.